20 years ago when we were first getting started, there really weren't some of the volunteer infrastructure pieces that we now take for granted. And what we saw was a lot of people that were ready and willing to roll up their sleeves and help, and a lot of nonprofits that needed that help, but not necessarily a bridge to make the connection.
There were 12 of us at the beginning who had an idea, and from that idea, it became this movement in Atlanta around volunteerism and community service.
Back then, the whole idea really was to improve the community and help people out. And at the same time, I think part of it was to create a spirit of helping others that would carry through.
We actually had our first newspaper story about Hands on Atlanta, and we had literally thousands of people that called us that week to sign up for orientations.
We had absolutely no concept that it would get as large as it is, but I think that it's still true to the mission by getting communities involved by volunteerism.
Truly, this organization and this effort that started in Atlanta has spread across the globe. All of this reach and this extension that I think none of us could have imagined, but that is a part of the civic legacy of Hands on Atlanta.
The founders of Hands on Atlanta had the idea of creating a volunteer opportunities so it was easier for people to give back. So that's what the core of Hands on Atlanta was intended to be, is to be the volunteer engine and make Atlanta a better place to live by giving back.
Every year, Hands on Atlanta works with community-based agencies to impact the educational, economic, environmental, and health needs of our community.
They help each community to understand that there's power in numbers. They help the agency, they help families, they help the community, they help the city. So just one project leads to strengthening a whole neighborhood.
When Hands on Atlanta sends us a group, it helps us meet the needs of the foster children in the system. So getting the groups to us to volunteer and do a lot of this work that just a few people can't do.
One of the great examples is going out to the Discovery Program, which is a Saturday day program for tutoring, mentoring children.
Without Hands on Atlanta, we never would be here today. You know, we get help with curriculum, help with volunteers. We utilize the Hands on Atlanta website. To walk through the hallways and see 100 students engage with 100 volunteers working in a productive, safe environment, it didn't get a whole lot better than that.
Partnering with Hands on Atlanta definitely makes it easy for us. They help us make sure that we're there on time. They assist us with the tools necessary and the resources to make sure that it's a fun activity.
People come to Hands on Atlanta as volunteers, and we really help to match each individual volunteer to the opportunity that they're going to stay with.
My affiliation with Hands on Atlanta began as a volunteer at an elementary school here in Atlanta. So I started many years ago and I haven't stopped since.
You can find something that you probably already have a passion for. Once you go, you most likely enjoy it and you do want to do it again.
The common thread through the projects that I've done is that you can't believe how you had this huge something that needed to be accomplished. In 4 hours, it's done. And it might have been something that they would have tried to get it done over the course of months or maybe even a year. And if we say that we're only doing it for the folks that we're giving to, we're fooling ourselves.
Hands on Atlanta, I think, has been a wonderful, wonderful resource. And everyone I've met with that organization has been loving, giving, and that's just a spirit that I love.
There's people all around that need help, and that just to give that 1 hour, those 2 hours, would just be really helpful to everyone.
What's happened in the last 20 years has changed the world in volunteerism.
I think those of us who were there in the early years continue to be amazed by the growth and success and how it's truly engaged the whole community and has become, you know, I think part of the fabric of Atlanta.
Started off just a few of us and then grew to a few hundred, a few thousand. And one of the things that will also be fun is to see how Hands on Atlanta changes as we go.
The future of Hands on Atlanta is about partnerships, and building coalitions to make things happen as a group. We want to get everyone involved, from the individual household, corporations, civic leaders, churches, and if everyone just gave a little bit of their time, just think what can happen.
It's like our DNA is all over this place. You can go, you see our benches, you see our handprints, you see our projects, and we're literally everywhere.
What I have seen, the thread that sort of runs through everybody, is just this passion for this community and this passion for us to give back to make the world a better place.
The most precious gift you can give really is your time, because you've got a finite amount, you can't get any more, but these people stop what they're doing to volunteer to help somebody else. And the common thread is their passion and their desire and their belief in that moment that they really can change the world.
I have a hand in Hands on Atlanta.
I have a hand in Hands on Atlanta.
Together.
My hands.
Your hands.
Our hands.
We make a difference.
We make an impact.
We change lives.